Hey folks, back at the boring bar, uh, performing a machine work task on this one that's a little bit more involved, putting a sleeve in it. This is supposedly a 1987 Quadracer. It's an LT250R, and I am at the point now of just about being ready to stop boring the aluminum and start. I'll set it up in the mill next and cut the counter bore, which will be back into about there. It's about 200 thousandths deep. I'll explain what that means in a second here. But that holds the sleeve into place. And you can see a dark spot down in there. So with these cylinders, and this cylinder also has some other issues. That guy and that guy, that's been helicoiled. That one's been helicoiled. Can't see the two underneath my hold down clamps, but there's three of them I got to fix. And this is a young man's pride and joy. I don't know if he races this or what he does, but I get a few of these mostly in the winter because sleeve jobs are very time consuming, take a lot of operations to do them, and that's just how it is. But anyway, that dark line you see is actually part of the old sleeve. And these are made, they call them an integral sleeve, cast. The block is cast around the sleeve. So in other words, this is the sleeve that's going to go in, and it's an LA sleeve. You can see the side view, and that I've illustrated here. That's, you do a counter bore in this aluminum top part of the casting that I just showed you. There'll be a counter bore to accept that flange. Well, from the stock, from the factory sleeve, it's actually, the casting actually has like a big raised area here and there, and that's the one you're seeing. The top one's already been machined out. There's some chunks, I don't know if you can see them, they're probably not, they're down in there, that just came out of that area. There was another, they were about 1/4 of an inch wide. But yeah, that's typically how they're held in from the factory. And then the rest of the sleeve is loose, and I'm not sure their operation and how they do it, because when you machine these things, I mean, there's part of the sleeve, it comes out in chunks. You got to be careful it doesn't bind up and wad up your cutter and make all sorts of nasty grooves. So when it gets close, I cut those out and peel the sleeve portions out of them and try and get it out to the aluminum as fast as I can and finish the final OD size to accept that sleeve. It'll be, I believe that's about 3 thousandths interference fit is what we'll put it at. I don't press them in. I'll heat that up. I'll put that in an oven. I'll put that in the freezer, and I make some marks on them and line them up and drop them together. So that's the easiest way to do it. You know, just basically doing this video to show, if your buddy says, hey, I can press that old sleeve out and press the new one in, don't let them do it, because what'll happen is those ribs right here that are cast into that sleeve will blow the top of this right out. It'll be junk. So I've seen it happen. Be real mindful of that if you're going to put a sleeve in something. A lot of the 4-stroke stuff out there has a replaceable sleeve in it. You just press them out and press the new one back in. This 2-cycle stuff, a lot of it, well, Suzuki anyway, has done that. A lot of other manufacturers, they're an integral sleeve as well. That means, again, that the casting is made around the sleeve. It's all done in a jig system when they pour it and make the casting. So it's got to be machined out, basically. You'll have to send it somewhere if you don't have a boring bar yourself in your living room. I just happen to have one in my shop because I thought it was a good thing to have as an addition when I did this as a line of work 20 years ago. I wanted my own boring bar so I didn't have to wait for machine work. And now I solely do machine work for people, and that's it in the shop. I don't work on anything else. So done a lot of these over the years, and maybe sleeve jobs, I don't know, 40 or 50 over the years, somewhere in there. Just boring cylinders, oversized, hundreds. So done a lot of it. This old machine's paid for itself. Anyway, that's what the video is about. This is an 87 LT 250R Suzuki. If you have one of these and you're going to oversize it, that's great. If you're going to try and sleeve it, this has to be done. All right, that's it for now. Stay tuned.